If you've ever wondered what separates the men everyone admires from the ones everyone forgets, let me tell you, it's not money, looks, or luck. It's their habits. While most people are on autopilot, there are a select few who've built themselves into men of substance, the kind of men others respect, follow, and look up to. Next, I'll reveal 8 habits that will make you the man everyone looks up to. Let's get into it. 1. You stick to your word no matter what. In a world full of empty promises and flakiness, the ability to honor your commitments is like gold. Most men crumble under the weight of their own words. They say yes to things they never intend to follow through on, all to please others or avoid conflict, but not you. You've realized that your word is your bond, and every time you break it, you chip away at your credibility. Being a man of your word isn't always convenient. It means showing up when you're tired, following through on promises even when they no longer benefit you, and owning up when you can't deliver. But that's precisely why it's so rare, and why it commands respect. People know they can rely on you, and in a world where reliability is scarce, that alone sets you apart. This isn't about being perfect, it's about being consistent. When you say you'll do something, you do it. Period. Over time, this habit doesn't just make you respected, it makes you indispensable. People look up to you because they know you're not just talk, you're action. 2. You welcome discomfort like an old friend. Most people spend their lives running from discomfort, avoiding hard things, and making excuses for why they can't grow. But here's the harsh truth. Comfort is the enemy of progress. The men everyone admires are the ones who willingly step into the fire, not because they enjoy it, but because they know it's the only path to greatness. You've learned to see discomfort differently, whether it's waking up early, having tough conversations, or pushing your limits in the gym. You don't flinch. You know that every uncomfortable moment is shaping you into someone stronger, sharper, and more resilient. While others are stuck in their safe little bubbles, you're out there doing the hard things they're too afraid to face. The best part? Discomfort stops being a burden and starts feeling like a badge of honor. You wear it proudly because you know it's what separates you from the mediocre. People notice. They might not say it out loud, but they respect you for it. And soon enough, they'll start looking up to you, wondering how you make it look so easy. 3. You protect your time like it's sacred. Time is the one resource you can't get back, and yet most people treat it like it's unlimited. They waste hours scrolling on their phones, saying yes to things that don't matter, and letting others dictate how they spend their days, but not you. You've realized that if you don't value your time, no one else will. Protecting your time doesn't mean being selfish, it means being intentional. You've learned to say no to distractions, set boundaries with people who drain you, and prioritize what truly matters. Every decision you make is rooted in one question. Is this moving me closer to the man I want to become? If the answer is no, you walk away without hesitation. This habit doesn't just make you productive, it makes you powerful. People respect you because they know your time isn't easily given. You're not like the guy who's always available but never dependable. You're focused, deliberate, and in control of your life. That's what makes you the kind of man others look up to. 4. You own your mistakes without excuses. Owning your mistakes is one of the hardest things to do, and that's exactly why it commands respect. Most people will twist themselves into knots trying to avoid blame, pointing fingers at everyone but themselves. But when you mess up, you don't run. You take full responsibility, even when it's uncomfortable. This habit doesn't just make you honest, it makes you trustworthy. People know that when you say something, you mean it. You don't play games or hide behind excuses. And in a world where accountability is rare, that level of integrity makes you stand out. The truth is, owning your mistakes isn't just about earning respect, it's about learning. Every time you take responsibility, you grow. You learn from your failures, adapt, and come back stronger. That's why the man who owns his mistakes is unstoppable. He's not afraid to fail because he knows it's just a stepping stone to something greater. 5. You stay unmoved by petty drama. When chaos erupts and emotions run high, most people can't resist jumping into the fray. They gossip, argue, and let their tempers dictate their actions. But you're different. You've learned to rise above the noise, staying calm and focused no matter what's happening around you. This ability to stay grounded isn't about suppressing your emotions. It's about controlling them. You've realized that getting sucked into petty drama is a waste of energy and a sign of weakness. Instead of reacting, you observe. Instead of engaging, you strategize. This habit doesn't just make you calm, it makes you unshakable. Over time, people start to notice. While others are losing their heads, you're the one who keeps everything together. That kind of composure isn't just rare, it's magnetic. People are drawn to you because they know you're not easily swayed by chaos. And in a world full of noise, that makes you someone they can look up to. 6. You embrace solitude without fear. Most people fear being alone. They see solitude as a curse, something to escape with distractions, noise, and the constant company of others. But high-value men understand that solitude is not a punishment, it's a tool. It's in these quiet, unfiltered moments that true growth happens. When you're alone, you face your raw self, the good, the bad, and the ugly. There's no one to inflate your ego or shield you from your insecurities. This is why most avoid it. But you've learned to embrace solitude because it forces you to confront who you really are and who you want to become. You use this time to reflect, strategize, and work on yourself in ways others never will. This habit is hard, but it's what separates you from the crowd. While others cling to noise and external validation, you're busy building inner strength. Solitude doesn't weaken you, it fortifies you. People notice your independence and the unshakable confidence that comes from truly knowing yourself. They respect it because they can't replicate it. 7. You say no without apology. Saying no is one of the hardest things for most people to do. They feel obligated to please everyone, terrified of being disliked or seen as selfish. But high-value men understand that every yes to something unimportant is a no to something vital. They've mastered the art of saying no, and they do it unapologetically. This doesn't mean being rude or dismissive. It means being firm and clear about your priorities. You've realized that your time, energy, and focus are finite, and you can't afford to spend them on things that don't align with your goals. Every time you say no to a distraction, you're saying yes to something that truly matters. This habit is tough because it often makes people uncomfortable. Some will call you selfish or arrogant, but over time they'll respect you for it. They'll see that your boundaries aren't about shutting people out. They're about protecting the life you're building. And that's what makes you a leader, someone they can't help but admire. 8. You refuse to complain about your problems. Complaining is easy. It's what most people do when life gets hard. They vent, blame, and look for sympathy. But high-value men know that complaining is a waste of time and energy. It doesn't solve problems. It only makes them bigger. Instead of whining about what's wrong, you focus on what you can do to fix it. This habit requires discipline. It's tempting to seek comfort by offloading your frustrations onto others. But you've learned that true strength comes from taking responsibility for your circumstances. You don't dwell on obstacles, you overcome them. This doesn't mean bottling up your emotions. It means channeling them into action. People notice this about you. While others are stuck in a cycle of negativity, you're moving forward, solving problems, and setting an example. This habit isn't just rare, it's transformative. It shows that you're a man of action, not excuses. And that's the kind of man others look up to, not because you demand respect, but because you've earned it. If you have made it this far, let us know what you think in the comment section below. For more interesting topics, make sure you watch the recommended video that you see on the screen right now. Thanks for watching.